Khamzat Chimaev and Colby Covington in the welterweight division at UFC 285 in the co-main event, says Dana White, says Ariel Helwani. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally get a good test for Khamzat Chimaev. I know the Gilbert Burns fight was definitely a test, but he still ended up winning that one by a unanimous decision. Now, it is a fight that has been verbally agreed from Colby Covington and Khamzat Chimaev. It's just we haven't known what card it was going to be on. Maybe it was going to be at UFC 282, maybe it was going to be at UFC 284, but now we got confirmation that they are looking to make Colby Covington Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 285, and if it does get made, this is going to be my prediction, my breakdown for the fight, round by round, who I think is going to win every single round and why, and I'm going to give you the betting odds I would give, as well as the betting odds I think they actually have for this fight in the welterweight division. But put your predictions down below, and let's get in to this prediction. Right now, again, like I said, it was looking to be the co-main events for UFC 285. The main event, I believe, is going to be Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, or if Ngannou has recovered by that time, maybe Ngannou versus Jon Jones. But this will be the co-main events, most likely. Now, Colby Covington in his MMA career has done very good things. Starting off 8-0 with a 3-0 record in the UFC, got caught by another undefeated guy in Warlley Alves, but after that, submission win, ground pound TKO win, and then 5 unanimous decision wins in a row, one of which right here on Rafael dos Anjos for the interim title, and then Robbie Lawler right there, not for the interim title, not too sure why. They stripped him for some reason. He was out for like a year and 2 months, then he lost to Usman, beat Tyron Woodley, lost to Usman again, and then he beat Jorge Masvidal. So everyone recently, in the last like 4 to 6 years, not named Kamaru Usman, the man has went out there and controlled and dominated on the ground. And is that what I'm thinking is going to happen here with Khamzat Chimaev? No. Khamzat Chimaev, one of the rising prospects and the rising stars in this welterweight division. The winner here is 1000% getting a title shot. Khamzat with all finishes as an MMA fighter, except for the man, the myth, the legend, Gilbert Burns, who in his MMA career so far, out of his losses inside of the UFC, has lost twice by knockout and 3 times by decision. One of those knockout losses being to Kamaru Usman. Now, this is an interesting fight. Now, Khamzat Chimaev is obviously going to be the bigger fighter here. He's not a heavyweight fighter, a middleweight fighter by heart. If he went up to the middleweight division, he'd look just like every other middleweight. He's absolutely huge for this UFC's welterweight division. The man is 6'2" tall. Colby is at 5'11" tall. Khamzat Chimaev is younger at 28 years old. Colby is at 34 years old. And if you want to talk reach, Khamzat's at 75 inches. Colby is at 72 inches. So going right off the bat, not even talking about striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and grappling and things like that, just looking at the physical characteristics, Khamzat Chimaev is far superior in height, in reach, in strength, in muscle, in size. Overall, Khamzat is clearly going to have the advantage here over Colby Covington. But will he be able to use those advantages throughout the full 5 rounds? Like I said, it's in the works for 5 straight rounds. And that makes my prediction a whole lot harder for Khamzat Chimaev, Colby Covington, because round 1, I'm for sure going Khamzat Chimaev. I legitimately think Khamzat could go out there and take down Colby Covington a few times in round number 1 and in round number 2. A little bit of ground and pound possibly. But I think he for sure wins round number 1. Round 2 will be a little bit closer. But I think Khamzat Chimaev will win round number 2 as well. And at that point, it's going to come down to, does Colby Covington, is he able to survive both round number 1 and round number 2 in the first place? And is he able to go out there and just reverse the switch? Lose round one, lose round two, and reverse the switch on a little bit of a more gassed Khamzat Chimaev. Like I said, Khamzat is a lot bigger. He's a lot more muscular than Colby Covington, which means that his muscles are going to gas out a lot faster than Colby Covington, a man that has insane cardiovascular system for the UFC's welterweight division. So I'm going to be honest, after round one, round number two, because round one, like I said, he's going to mix in those takedowns, he's going to pressure forward, that front kick to the body, get Colby's back to the cage, left hook, right hook, overhand like he caught Gerald Meerschaert with. He's going to land some good shots and possibly get close to a finish in round one and in round number two. But then he starts to get gassed a little bit, and Colby starts to throw and up his intensity, up his volume in round number three. That's where I started. That's where it starts to get really iffy for me, because round number three, we know Colby's been in plenty of round threes in his MMA career. That's where he's going to start to land the body kicks on Khamzat Chimaev, which, if you do not know, body kicks can definitely limit the cardio of your opponent throughout the later rounds, especially in a 5-round fight. Colby's going to start to land those body kicks. He's going to start to tip-tap him on the outside, jabbing him, a 1-2 him, moving his head and just piecing apart Khamzat Chimaev at range. Still, Khamzat's probably going to be on the front foot, coming forward. I smash you, brother. I smash this guy. Trying to land some big shots on Colby Chaos Covington. But I don't think he's going to win round three. I think Colby wins round three based off of volume, landing the kicks to the body and staying at range. Round four, I see much of the same. There's no wrestling in round three. There's no wrestling in round four. Those are going to be striking rounds where Colby will win. And at that point, it's going to come down to round number five between Khamzat Chimaev and Colby Covington. And who in the world's going to win round number five? I'm going to go Khamzat Chimaev. Ladies and gentlemen, before you click off the video, I'm going to go Khamzat Chimaev to win round number five. The reason being, it's because of round number three with Gilbert Durinho Burns. Khamzat showed a heart. He showed determination. He came back after a round where he got a little bit dropped in round number two. And he came back in round number three and absolutely came forward, made it a war, and just started pressure, landing huge shots on Colby Chaos Covington. And I think round number five, he's going to land some shots that are going to rock Colby Covington. Colby's going to land some tip-tap shots, the same usual jabs and 1-2s and body kicks, and Khamzat, I believe, is going to land the harder, more effective strikes in round number five and win a very close 48-47 unanimous decision. That's what I got, ladies and gentlemen. Khamzat wins round one, round two, loses round three, loses round four, and wins round number five. Now, for the betting odds, I would give Khamzat, and the betting odds I would give Colby Covington, I would say Khamzat Chimaev minus 115. Colby Covington at a solid minus 105, meaning there's really not that big of a difference in the betting odds from these two guys. It's as close as it can get, but I give the ever so slight advantage to Khamzat Chimaev. And you want to see the actual odds they have for Khamzat Chimaev, Colby Covington. Khamzat is at minus 160 on the betting odds right now, and Colby Covington is at plus 140. Absolutely insane odds. I believe they should be closer, but put your thoughts down below. Who wins in the welterweight division at UFC 285, Colby Chaos Covington or Khamzat Chimaev? Put your predictions in the comments, like and subscribe, and before you click off the video, make sure to go down in the top link of the description. I will be betting on Colby Covington, Khamzat Chimaev, whether I do some props, maybe put either guy into a parlay. I will be betting on this card, so if you want to see all of my MMA bets for just $2.99 a month, click that top link in the description down below, and the link right before that is 125% sign-up bonus with BetUS using code BERTMMA when you deposit $100 or more. If you want free money, click that link. If you want my bets, click the top link. Thank you guys for watching. Predictions down below. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.